Good morning, Scholars Invitational Honors College students. We are so excited that you have decided to join us today. We have given every one of you a few minutes. Thank you for letting us have a little bit of time so we could get most of you on the session and ready to be advised. We're going to give everything a few minutes for y'all to get back to your laptops. I know some of you have been possibly getting some water, getting some more coffee. Totally understand. We're just glad that you're here joining us today. This is your Scholars Invitational. Now, I have a little bit of a qualm with some of you. Y'all are in the chat doing great this morning, and y'all didn't think that I was legit. We're legit. We're here. Okay, this is the first virtual orientation of the summer of the fall 2021, summer 2021 semester, and we are so excited that all of you have decided to join us. So get ready, get settled. You're going to learn a lot today, and we could not be more happy. We could not be happier that you're here joining us. So let's go ahead and get started with the fact that you've made it. You're here at Scholars Invitational. You're here at the University of Houston. Today is the first day where you're going to be starting your experience as for transitioning to the University of Houston. And we could not be more excited to welcome this great group of new Cougs, this special invitational, the special Honors College orientation, for all of you to come and get your questions answered. And that's really what we're here to do today, is to take care of business. So let's go ahead and let's get started with some of the things that we got going on. First off, my name is Dr. Joey Ratcliffe, and I serve as the Director of Prospective and New Student Programs here at the University of Houston. We have a great team compiled here today. All of you are already, I know, using the chat, and we have a lot of people in there that are here to help you and make sure that you get your questions answered and make sure that you have all the support that you need in order to make today a success. We know that you've been working hard towards getting toward today, and we're so glad that you've made it. Today, we have quite a bit planned for you. As you can see on the screen right now, we're going to be going over a lot of different sessions, all the way ranging from your academic success to finally ending the day with your Honors College meeting, where you're actually going to be hearing from Honors College representatives and making sure that you know exactly what you need to know in order to enroll for these upcoming semesters. We're also going to allow you to take advantage of meeting with some of our student leaders. We've got orientation leaders that are in the chat that are also going to be meeting with you in a Zoom room for all of you to kind of get to know each other. So I know some of you may not be morning people, and this may still be early for some of you, but for the most part, we're going to make sure to get y'all up, conversating with each other, speaking with current students to understand how you can best transition to the University of Houston, and also make a new friend. So all of you are in the Honors College or in this kind of group where y'all already have some similarities. So we're really excited to help foster those relationships today and make sure that you can start at UH with a new friend and knowing a little bit more than you knew yesterday, right? Also, we want you to know that this page is very dynamic. So the page that you're viewing this presentation on has all that you need to know in order to help make you successful today. Most of that starts here with just looking at this video, but also this chat feature that a lot of you have already been typing in is really helpful for you to get some questions answered. If you haven't wrote in the chat box yet, go ahead and do that. Tell us where are you joining us from? Are you joining us from Houston? Are you joining us from Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, out of state, maybe Louisiana, Oklahoma, or my home state, Mississippi? Let us know where you're coming from so we can kind of start making some of those connections with you and seeing this, how in this virtual space we're connecting with you outside of Houston. But also just want you to practice on that chat. Everything today that you need will be on this page, okay? So from your academic college meeting, as you can see, it's all labeled by times. So at any time when you join us, or if your internet goes out, we know there's some IT issue things going on. Please have patience with us with that. But for the most part, we also want to make sure you know that you have the ability to join us at any time with these links. And this page will definitely bring you back, and you can meet back up wherever you need to. Also, at the bottom of this page, you'll see a Get Help live chat button. That is actually being, you can chat with us. So let's say, for instance, you have something to do maybe with your ID number, or you have a question related to just something with today. We can't help you with other things like financial aid or anything like that. That'll be later. You're going to have those presentations. But if you're having trouble with anything on this page, then we will be able to go over that with you. Okay, you can let us know by that Get Help Live Chat red button down at the bottom. It's there available for you, and you can connect with the representative immediately. We also have our email account. So you can email us at orientation@uh.edu. We're there to help you. We have people who are manning that email account. So at any time you have any problems today, don't hesitate to email us, chat us, or just put it in the main text box, and we'll be the chat box and then we'll be able to make sure that you are good to go and set up for success. Okay. And then finally, I know a lot of you are really on top of things. And I know that you were probably worried about setting up advising appointments, enrolling for courses, and amongst all these other great things that we're excited for you to do as well. Just be patient. We have Honors College representatives and academic advisors and other personnel here that's going to walk you through everything. Okay, so don't worry about it. That's what this entire day is about, is making sure that you're going to be successful and that you're going to make sure that you get all of your questions answered, and that we have the people here to do that. Okay, so we encourage you to be very active in the chat. That's one way that we're trying to have engagement in this virtual space. And then we're going to make sure that you're able to leave with some great information and feel much better about starting at UH this next semester. Here at the University of Houston, we do have a few learning outcomes. As you can see, they spell out COOGS: community, opportunity, ownership, growth, and success. We want to just highlight two of these for you, and the opportunity and ownership are the two that I like to highlight. You're being given a great opportunity to study here at a Tier 1 research institution within the Honors College, a top nationally ranked honors college, and we could not be more excited about that. But with that opportunity comes ownership, right? What you're going to learn today is that while we have so many people that are here to help you, the ownership is on you. This is your education. And while we have all the resources and ways to help you, this is really up to you at the end of the day to make sure that you're successful and that you graduate and walk across that stage and get that degree. And again, we're here to help you do that. And one of the ways that we help you do that is through follow us on our social media accounts. Drop dates, payment deadlines, enrollment windows, all these different things are ways in which we put out this information through these avenues in order for you to make sure that you understand your responsibilities as a student. And so just know that all these different mediums are ways you can connect with us, Twitter, Instagram, all of these ways, okay? And we hope you do so. But I do want to now turn it over to someone who directly will be facilitating and guiding you over the next few years, along with his staff. He is someone who I know you will get to know, and I've really enjoyed working with him and his staff over the years, and I know you will too as soon as you are here at the University of Houston. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. William Monroe, who is the Dean of the Honors College, and he's going to come on here and officially welcome you to the university from the Honors College. Dr. Monroe, thank you so much for being with us this morning. I'm turning it over to you. And Dr. Monroe, just unmute yourself real quick.
All right.
There you go.
Thank you very much, Joey. And put me up there if you can, so that people can see me and recognize me when they get to campus in the fall.
You're up there.
Okay, am I? Because all I'm seeing is my name, but my technology today has been a little bit challenging. As Joey said, I'm the Dean of the Honors College, and all of us at the University of Houston are glad that you have joined us for part one of the Scholars Invitational. Parents and families, we hope that you are Zooming in as well. Honor students, I want to speak directly to you this morning, and I want your families to eavesdrop on what I'm going to say. So first, students, you're probably thinking about graduation and your time in high school coming to an end, last exams, perhaps AP and IB tests still to take, culminations, endings, finals, totally understandable. Yet there is a reason that graduation is called commencement. The end is truly a beginning. So this is a new beginning, a day of getting oriented, a new path. You still have a month or so to go in your last spring semester of high school, but today really is the beginning of a new you. So if this sounds like an advertisement for 24-hour fitness, there's a good reason for that. Most of the time when you are searching for, or as we sometimes say, shopping for a college, what you hear is similar to what you hear when you are shopping for anything. Let's say a car. You hear a lot about features, state-of-the-art technology, famous faculty, highly ranked programs, spanking new athletic facilities, networks of loyal alumni, beautiful residence halls, just to name a few. And the University of Houston has these features, including an honors college rated among the best in the nation. And we are very proud of these features. But the features of an educational institution, and this is where I put on my professor hat, are not like the features of a new car or any other commodity. My friend Carl and I used to laugh when his mother would say, "You boys have to keep up your studies. A college education is priceless. They can never take it away from you." We would speculate about who they were and why they might want to take it away from you. But there was a great deal of wisdom in Mrs. Moore's insight. Education is not a thing among things, like a car, or like Nikolai Gogol's famous Russian overcoat, a short story that I just taught. It's a change in who you are, and they, no matter who they are or what their motives, cannot take who you are away from you. Thinking of a college education as a thing you can buy and sell is one of the many assumptions that lead us to an incorrect concept of what a college education is. So I'm going to suggest a different metaphor this morning. Let's think about a college education as a 4-year excursion on a bicycle, or rather maybe 4 bicycles, because there will be different terrains each semester. So you'll be riding and pedaling road bikes, mountain bikes, cruisers, hybrids, and touring bikes, all adjusted to fit you, your capacities, your level of experience, the kind of path you intend to traverse, the kind of companions you intend to travel with. And as you prepare for your journey, there will be lots of assistance available. Some of those helpers you will meet virtually today. Then, after you get started on your journey, there will be even more assistance. If you have a metaphorical flat, there will be skilled and experienced advisors who can help you fix that flat. If you and your bike go down in some loose gravel, and that happens to the best riders because falling is part of the journey, you get back up on your bike, maybe on a different kind of bike, and keep going. There will be stops strategically placed for you so you can rest, refuel, and regroup along the way. You realize that this is not a race from point A to point B by the shortest, quickest route, but an adventure. That there are side trips to interesting places and ideas and ways of thinking that you will want to see and experience. With all this, you will have an immense amount of help from faculty, staff, and your fellow travelers. But you and everyone else realizes that from the first day until that next commencement, this journey is your journey. It's your trip, your challenge, and sooner than you think, your achievement. So what does the journey look like? It begins with the Human Situation course in your first year. This course will mark its 45th anniversary this fall. It has become not just a course, but a true campaign, with almost 600 students working with 25 faculty in lectures and small discussion sections to hone critical thinking and writing skills and to prepare for oral examinations. We know of no other college or university that undertakes a campaign of such content, size, and scope, laying the foundation for both individual achievement and societal responsibility and leadership. Building on the Human Situation course and an honors core curriculum in history, government, science, and math, We are adding and orchestrating co-curricular experiences. These important enhancements to a truly Tier 1 undergraduate education include service learning with community partners such as New Hope Housing, the Houston Food Bank, and HISD, internships with the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, learning abroad, travel supported by 2 generous alumni to Jordan, Israel, and Palestine, to England, Egypt, and Tunisia, and for you scientists, to Germany or the Galapagos Islands. Policy debate and simulations such as Model UN and Model Arab League in Washington and New York, and American cities excursions. You will also be given the opportunity to undertake undergraduate research projects in biology, physics, chemistry, history, architecture, engineering, psychology, and virtually every other discipline at the university, depending on your interest. You will have access to 7 interdisciplinary minors and programs in medicine and society, politics and ethics, creative work, energy and sustainability, leadership studies, global engagement, and data and society. Such experiences beyond the classroom, yet integrated with coursework and directed by teaching faculty, can give you the margin of excellence, competence, and confidence to become leaders in your fields and make a difference in the world. We can help, and we will help. There's just one thing, and families, listen up. Students, you have to do the work yourself. And we know that you can. That's why you're here today at the Scholars Invitational. The university and the Honors College will do everything we can to meet you where you are and help you along your way. I look forward to meeting you in person and to joining you on your exciting journey. Nothing is more fun for you and for us. Thank you and see you soon. Now back to class for me.
Thank you so much, Dean Monroe. We really appreciate it. And have a good time in class.
Thank you.
Great, you're welcome, you're welcome. So that was Dr. Monroe, and he gave you a great welcome about the Honors College and the experiences that you will have there. Now, before we move on, just a couple of housekeeping items that we're going to have is that we are going to ask you to read the community guidelines that are right below the chat there. Talking about how we will respect each other in this space and throughout the chat. So just know that, and that we also do encourage you to engage though and be connected with us. So just know that that is something that we really hope that you will do throughout the day. Also, I want to remind you that this entire experience is all mandatory. This is part of your transition and removing your holds in order for you to enroll at the university. So just know that we do expect you to stay throughout this entire presentation and follow along with us throughout the day. So please just, again, get prepared. Obviously, take breaks if you need it. That's fine, but please stay logged in up to where you can at least hear the information and be able to be engaged and know, because we do have a lot of important information to pass along to you. And with that, I want to make sure that you do also hear from the other side of the house, which is going to be from our academic affairs side. And today we have with you the wonderful and amazing Dr. Melissa Pearson, and who I'm going to turn it over to now from academic affairs. Dr. Pearson, good morning and welcome. And we will let you go ahead and talk to us a little bit about academic success here at the UH.
Wonderful. Thank you for that introduction, Joey. And it's so good to be with you all. Scholars, we're so excited to have you here. I bring you greetings from the Provost's office. Provost Paula Short is the Chief Academic Officer. And in that capacity, she oversees everything that has to do with you learning, courses, faculty, curriculum, colleges. And on behalf of the provost and really literally thousands of people who work at this university, faculty that you would imagine, academic staff, support staff, grounds crews, everyone who is here, we work here because we want to see you succeed. We welcome you to U of H, and we can't wait for you to do amazing things while you're here. So I'll echo Dean Monroe's welcome to you, and I have a few just tidbits of advice to share with you, some real practical advice that I've learned from some of our most successful students. And so I'm going to frame these in the form of a few challenges for you. My very favorite day in your life as a UH Cougar is not today, although I'm so excited to welcome you and have you join us here. But really, the most exciting day for a lot of us who work here at the university is the day that you walk across that graduation stage. You wear that nice long black robe and celebrate with your family. It's emotional. It's emotional for all of us who work here. I get teary-eyed every single year when I attend graduation. We know how meaningful it is for you. We know that many of you are carrying the weight and the excitement of your family accomplishing this amazing thing, and everyone who supports you. So my first challenge for you is I want to make sure that you have very clear in your mind the semester that you plan to graduate. And I hope that every computer home around this area is shouting out, class of 2025, know that date, keep it in mind, because everything that you do from here on out builds toward that amazing date. And here's how you do that. So after your college advising session today, you're going to know what courses you're in year by year. We're going to set you up with a semester 1, semester 2, all the way through plan of all of your courses. So that trek on the way to the class of 2025 will be very clear. And it will confirm to you that that's really possible. You're going to hear about our UH&4 program at some point. That is our commitment to you, that a 4-year degree is possible in 4 years. And so now that you have that date in mind, share it with everybody you know, post it, email it to your family, get the word out, come see me. I started at U of H, and come see me in May of 2025, because I'm going to be walking across that stage. And I think there's something really empowering about getting that goal out there public. Everybody's going to hold you to it. And you're going to be well on your way with that goal in mind. So the second piece of advice I'll give you, this is really the second challenge, is I want you to think back to the face of a person in your educational past. It could have been somebody you're in class with right now, or a previous year, somebody that you know who was that person who always knew when the assignment was due, and they always knew how long it had to be, and they always just knew what was going on. You know who I'm talking about, that person. And maybe that person is you. And if that person is you, great, you just keep on being that person. But if it wasn't you, and let's say that you're not always so organized, and sometimes you don't know when things are due, that is okay. It really is all about turning a new leaf, starting fresh, New Year's resolutions, everything that you can say about starting new. You get to be that person. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret about that person. Those kind of people, they do the easy stuff when it's easy to do it. When I talk to our most successful students, maybe a year in, there's a trend. And here's the real secret. Something I hear over and over. This is the way that has made them successful. They use a planner. That's it. That's the secret. They are planner people. And some of you out there are nodding. I know you're saying, I do that. That is exactly why I'm so successful. And some of you are saying, I got it all here. I don't need to write anything down. I urge you, if I'm telling you that's the secret to success, I urge you to consider investing the $9.99 that it's going to take to get yourself a planner this summer, get ready for classes to start in August. And that's what I actually mean. When I say purchasing a planner, I mean the old-fashioned on paper kind, because, even especially with everything being remote right now, we look forward to seeing you back on campus in the fall. But while there's a lot of technology in your life, you might think you'll just write it all down on your phone calendar. There's something very instructive about seeing assignments on a piece of paper, how much time you have in order to get that done. And that helps you to kind of just get a mental schema for how is this assignment going to happen. So on the first day of fall, when you start here in August and that professor hands you your syllabus, remember, you're going to do the easy stuff when it's easy to do it. There's not a lot expected of you on that first day. You show up, you find a seat, that's all. You get that syllabus and you just write things down in your planner. You find out when tests are due, when papers are due, you flip over to the next page in your planner and you write it down. Easy peasy. And then later, life happens. You oversleep, there's traffic on your way in, your internet connection's spotty when you're in the middle of an online class. At least you've done the easy stuff when you could, when things are due, and you're putting yourself in that position to be successful. And that's how you can be that person. So the third piece of advice that I'll give you here is, we know this is a big deal. It's a big deal, not just that you're starting at U of H, we're super excited about that, but it's a big deal that you're choosing to go to college at all. And not everybody does. I'm sure you know people who've chosen not to go to college. because you have chosen this as an ingredient in your future, this has to be the number one thing in your life for the next 4 years. And I'm not saying that you can't see people that you like and do other things, but this has to be primary. I will be honest, when I have students in my office who are struggling, maybe they've found out that they were just put on probation, they're seeing grades that they're not used to seeing because, wait, high school was easy, I never really had to study. They tell me a tale of a lot of obligations, of hours that they're working and long commutes that they're driving and people that they're hanging out with and shows that they're watching, all these things that are taking time away from their number one goal. We just said that this was a big deal that you're going to college. You have to put the focus on this as a big deal. We know you're a busy person. So my third challenge for you is to really plan between now and August when school starts, really plan what an ideal life in your life, ideal week in your life as a U of H scholar will look like. I want you to actually plan it out on a piece of paper. And families, I think this is good for all of us. We get overcommitted very quickly. And so just kind of refocusing on important things first. Start out with a blank piece of paper, you know, like Sunday through Saturday, what does my week look like? And after this week, after you enroll in your fall courses, you'll know where you're going to be. We said school is important. So the number one thing that goes on that calendar are your classes. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 o'clock. This is the class I'm in. The second thing that goes on that calendar, and I'll tell you that this is the part that a lot of people miss, is you have to have time to be successful in those classes. Studying is different in college. You had routines in high school. Some of you studied, some of you kind of rolled in for the exam and it was just fine. I will tell you that that is the number one thing that our most talented students bump up against is figuring out the study routines, what's required. And you are going to need time on your schedule to be prepared, to write papers, to work with groups, to meet with professors, to read books, all of those things you have to have written down, because I'm convinced that you're playing a game with yourself here, really, your mind, to stay focused. There's other things kind of coming in. Oh, there's this great show. Oh, here's a text that just came in. You have to be able to focus when you need to focus. And I'm convinced that seeing you block it out actually on your calendar, it's harder to overlook it. You can't avoid what it is that you have to do that day. And then after you get study time blocked in, then the rest of your life can go on that schedule. If you need to work, great. If you've got other clubs that you want to participate in, if you want to hang out with those people that like being with you, all those things can fill in after, but you've got to get the primary emphasis on that schedule first so that you can stay focused on school. So I mentioned that there's an awful lot of people here that work for your success, and I'd like to, you're gonna meet a lot of them, but I'd really like to focus on two of these groups that are here for your success. And the first one is going to start today and over the next couple of days as you meet with your advising team. Your academic advisor is paid to know more than you do about that degree plan. You don't have to do this alone. And I already know that some of you are saying, oh, I don't really want to see or talk to anybody. I've got this, just give me a list and I'll check them off. I'll take all those classes. You don't have to do this alone. And I urge you to let us help you. You don't want to take the wrong class, have your friend tell you, oh, sure, it's an equivalent class, you can just take it. You want to make sure that you are on the right path for your graduation, so that you can go on and do amazing things after you leave U of H. So that you have the right expectations. Orientation advising is a little bit different. It's pretty fast. The goal of your orientation advising is just to get you enrolled in classes. So this isn't really the sit down and talk about your hopes and your dreams and what you want to be in this world. This is really just the specific goal is to get you into classes. But your academic advising team, we're here all summer. We're here all the time, and we're ready to take your questions after that. So if you don't get all your questions answered today, just jot them down, and you'll have contact information. You'll be able to make an appointment, shoot somebody an email, and get those questions answered. But here's the insider tip. You're enrolling for fall courses now. You're going to enroll for spring, I'm talking spring 2022 courses in the first week of November, and it's going to come around really quickly. And I'm telling you, you're hearing me say, I want you to check in with your advisor before you enroll in classes. Check in with your advisor every single semester. If we start enrollment in November, I don't want you to wait until the first week of November to go talk to your advisor, because That's when everybody waits, and the appointments will be all gone and you'll be frustrated. So here's the insider tip. Get that planner that you're going to buy. And you just flip yourself over to about a month into school, middle of September. It's going to seem very early, but jot yourself a little note that says make an advising appointment. Now you've done the easy stuff when it was easy to do it. Make an appointment in September, go in and talk to your advisor. The appointments are going to be wide open. You'll be able to talk. Here's what I want to do. I'm not sure this is the right major, or I think I want to go on to graduate school. Whatever your questions are, get them answered. Plan your courses for the next semester. And then when the courses open in November, you click register and you'll be all set. That will make you feel confident that you're getting your questions answered and you're well on your way. The second relationship, just quickly, I want to talk to you about is that with your course instructors. Your instructors teach here at a university because they really want to see you succeed. It may not always be evident that that's what they want, but we really do teach here because we want to see you do amazing things. We love the energy, we love the learning environment. We just don't always know if you're struggling. We don't see you every single day that your high school teacher might see you. It might be a very large classroom. We might not be looking directly into your eyes. We need to know how to help you. So if you are struggling, we need to know when you're struggling. We can't help you in December at finals time. If you say, you know, I never understood what you were talking about this whole semester, back to the beginning, that's not a good time to ask for help. So please ask for help. There's contact information on every syllabus. There's office hours. Every one of your instructors is required to have office hours. And a lot of times we sit there all by ourselves in our office hours and nobody comes to visit us. It's very sad. Please come see us. If you're kind of shy, bring a buddy, bring somebody, come in, talk to us. At least even at early in the semester, come up after class and say hello. At least we've met, we've locked eyes a little bit. And then when you get to be struggling later in the semester, we can get started on a plan for you. Please let us help you. We want to make sure that you do the best that you can, and we want to make sure that you that we know when you need help from us. And the last thing I'll share with you is if you've ever wished that you had maybe a big brother or a big sister that came to U of H before you did, some of you might, and kind of give you the insider information. Well, we have an app for that. So get your phone now. I mean, it's probably in your hand, but go to your app store and I want you to look for Navigate Student. It's this blue and white icon with the white pillars up here in the top left corner. Navigate Student is our student success app. You will log in, download it, look for University of Houston, log in with your CougarNet ID. Your CougarNet ID is usually your first initial and kind of a chunk of your last name. It's not your numerical MyUH ID. You'll need both of them at various points, but now that you're becoming an active student, you'll use your CougarNet ID for most things. Navigate has tips customized to you. When you log in, you'll take a quick couple of questions survey. You'll say, I'm here for orientation, I'm a new freshman, and it will give you to-dos and pointers that new freshmen going through orientation need. When you get into the year, it will give you tips and pointers that you need then. When you're a graduating senior, it will tell you, don't forget to write your regalia, don't forget to apply to graduate. So it's customized to you. You'll have resources, your class schedule will be in there, maps to your classes, so you can just kind of walk yourself right over to your classes. And this is how, after today, this is how you'll make an advising appointment. So when you're ready to talk to your advisor, you'll go in, click on the purple appointments app, find your way to your college and your major, and you'll make an appointment right here through the app. So lots of news for you. If you don't download the app, you'll get a nice little friendly reminder from me in the next couple of weeks. It's that important to us. So really, again, please accept our excitement and our welcome. We're so excited that you're here. Don't forget your graduation semester. Don't forget to buy a planner, plan out your ideal week, and definitely download Navigate Student so that you can stay organized. Have a wonderful Scholars Invitational.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pearson. I really appreciate you being here. It's good to see you again. And that was so much great information. Thank you for sharing. Two things before we move on. I forgot to welcome parents, guests, supporters. Some of you I know are on today, and some of you have joined us and are here with us and going to have your very own session. So just thank you for being here, parents. And also, I do want to go over really quickly before we get to take charge of your success, but one of the ways you can do that is by completing your pre-orientation modules. Now, don't go do those right now, but before you do register next week, you get them done over the weekend. So about half of you, as of last night, had completed your pre-orientation modules. And if you're having any difficulty, don't hesitate to email us at orientation. We can help you out. But don't leave orientation, what you're doing right now, to go do your orientation modules. Those can be completed over the weekend, but I do just want to make sure that you know that those do need to be completed before you'll be able to register for courses, because you do have a hold on your account that we want to remove for you. So just those two things. So yes, welcome parents. We're going to be talking with you here in a little bit as well, but while the students are in their small group, but just excited and did not want to make sure that I forgot to mention y'all. So welcome. Now, in order to take charge of your success, you're hearing from another fantastic individual in our Integrated and Enrollment Services office, Miss Lila Washington. Welcome. We're so glad that you're here. And she is going to give you a lot of great information about financial aid, your email, parking, many other things. So Miss Washington, thanks again, and I'm turning it over to you.
All right, can everyone see me here and see my presentation? I pray.
Lolly, you may want to share your screen one more time.
Okay.
Still don't see it just
All
yet.
right, let's see here.
I know you had it up for a moment.
I know, I had it up for a moment. There we are. Here we go. All right, now can we see it?
Perfect.
All right, great. No worries. Welcome everyone to the University of Houston. My name is Lila Washington, and I am a financial literacy counselor, and I work in the Office of Integrated Enrollment Services. My main role is to help students understand and better manage their personal finances, and today we're going to talk about a subset of that, specifically taking charge of your school-related business. So some of the things that we're going to talk about today in this presentation, in the time that we're going to spend together, is we're going to look at how to create your academic plan and enroll in classes. We're going to review and take a look at your financial aid requirements and how to accept financial aid. And we're going to talk about calculating your costs to attend the University of Houston. We're also going to go over your payment plan options that are available. And I just want to emphasize that communication, as Dr. Pearson said before, and everyone has said before, communication is absolutely key. It's the main, you reading your emails is the main way of communicating with us. We'll send important things out to you via email. So I really emphasize and suggest that you check your email at least twice a week. Now, if you haven't already, please download the UHGo app. Okay, because with it, you will have a wealth of information at your fingertips. From the app, you'll be able to easily navigate to your student self-service center. Or from a laptop or a desktop, you can go to accessuh.uh.edu and get to your self-service center as well. You'll see an icon there that says Student Center. And then when you click on that, you will be taken to a screen that looks similar to this, in which most of you have probably seen in your enrollment process and application process. Now, the first thing that you want to do when you get to this screen is you want to take a look at any holes that you may have on your account. A couple of those holes are going to be your new student orientation and the required new freshman advising, as you see there on the screen. So those holes will need to be cleared before you're able to enroll in your classes. Some of the holes will require documentation. For instance, that bacterial meningitis hole that you see there relates to the immunization compliance on the to-do list that you see below with the next arrow. Okay, at the very bottom of the to-do list, you will see a blue link that says details and upload documentation. That's where you can go to view the details for everything on your to-do list and also upload documentation. Onto the middle of your screen, you'll see your account balances there and the total amount that will be due for your classes. With that, that total amount due is pending financial aid and any prior balances that you happen to have. So you'll see that information there. Then going over to the left there, you can view your financial aid under View Financial Aid link that you see there to get a summary of your financial aid. And then finally, in going up to academics, there is a link there for Schedule Planner under My Planner. So what we're going to do next is we're going to view a short video about that.
Today I'm going to be showing you how to use the College Schedule Planner here at the University of Houston. Once you log on to your Access UH account, you can scroll down and click the My UH self-service icon. Click the Student Center icon. And now under the Academics tab, you can click the Schedule Planner link right here. Click this first button to open the Schedule Planner in another window. And now you may select the term that you want to plan for. At the top, you can change the filters to meet your schedule needs. For instance, out of all these campuses, if I only want to pick one campus at the University of Houston main campus, I can click that one option. For students that work or are involved in extracurricular activities, they may add in breaks as well. By adding in these breaks, the schedule planner will not generate classes around those time frames. And now we may enroll in the courses. Once you've chosen all of your courses and your breaks, you can generate the possible schedules. The schedule planner has come up with 36 possible schedules, but to make it easier, you can compare a few. Once you've reviewed all the schedules and you find one that best suits you, you can add it to your shopping cart at the top. Now it is asking us to go back to that first tab and click Course Enrollment. Select the term that you just planned for, and now import it to your cart right here in red. It's now asking you to verify each class to make sure these are the ones you'd like to sign up for. Now they are officially in your shopping cart. However, you are not officially enrolled in these classes yet until you proceed to steps 2 and 3 down below. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use the college.
Okay, so I don't want you to worry if you didn't catch everything in that video. You can see more training on Schedule Planner if you go to U of H's homepage at uh.edu and just simply type in Schedule Planner in the search function. But it's important that you meet with your academic advising team first to find out what's best for you before you go about this. So now what we want to talk about is the Welcome Center, which is physically located at the corners of University Drive and Calhoun Road, which is at entrance number 1 of the University of Houston. It physically holds 6 offices. There's the Office of Admissions, Scholarships and Financial Aid, the University Registrar, the Cashier's Office, Student Business Services, and Financial Literacy. And so what I want to do is dig a little bit deeper on a few of these offices. So we're going to start with the scholarships and financial aid because that's super important. They are the office that process your FAFSA and TASFA applications, and we will talk about that in the next couple of slides. So they are the people that award merit and need-based assistance and can answer all of your questions regarding your financial aid status. Student Business Services is responsible for all of the billing of tuition and fees. They help establish payment plans and book loans. They certified the Hazelwood Act, which is a veteran benefit here in Texas, and they can answer all of your questions regarding your student bill. The Office of the University Registrar is responsible for registration and enrollment, and they handle FERPA, immunization, and academic records. and they also process any requests for graduation, transcripts, and enrollment verification, and they certify all other veteran benefits. Now, going to college is an investment in yourself. Okay, and we know that that can be expensive. So to receive help with these costs, it's important to submit a FAFSA or a free application for federal student aid each and every year that you plan to going to school. You can begin this as early as October the 1st for the next academic year, which includes the fall, the summer, the spring, and then the summer semesters. Okay. So in other words, I want to phrase this a little bit differently. On October the 1st of 2021, in about 5.5 months, I know that seems a long way away, but it'll be upon us before you know, you can begin applying for financial aid, which will cover fall of 2022, spring of 2023, and summer of 2023. That means that the financial aid that you receive for this year, for fall of 2021, spring 2022, and summer of 2022, is because you filled out the FAFSA during the cycle that began on October the 1st of last year in 2020. The priority deadline to fill out the FAFSA is January the 15th. So please be proactive in getting the FAFSA done as quickly as you can to give yourself the best opportunity to be awarded aid for next fall. To apply, you're going to go to FAFSA.gov. And some of the information that you will need for your FAFSA will be tax information. The easiest way to do that is to allow it to use the IRS data retrieval tool to have your information brought over automatically from the IRS. Please keep in mind that in working with the tool, that verification may be required with the FAFSA, and that's not necessarily a bad thing at all. It simply means that there's information that needs to be confirmed or verified. A student must complete both entrance counseling and a master promissory note on studentloans.gov in order to receive any federal loans before they are actually dispersed to the account. And just as a note, please hold on to your master promissory note, print that out and keep that in a file so that you will have that. And for a Parent Plus loan, a parent will need to apply at studentloans.gov using their own federal student aid ID, which will be separate from yours as a student, and it will be a separate application altogether. For those students that are not eligible for the FAFSA, there's the TASFA, which is the Texas Application for State Financial Aid, which is supported by the Senate Bill of 1528. And you can complete that application online. You will be notified by email to upload any additional documents through your My U of H service, self-service, and your to-do list, as we talked about the to-do list earlier. And that e-TASFA with the link that you see above, or you can go into a search function at our website for uofh.edu, is the e-TASFA is the Texas application, again, for state financial aid. And so for the year 2022-2023, the priority deadline is January the 15th, just like it is for the FAFSA. Now, how to pay. When you apply with the FAFSA, you will find out if you're eligible for federal financial aid, such as the Pell Grant, subsidized and unsubsidized loans, and federal work study. And there are other ways to pay for college. There are grants out there which do not generally need to be paid back, and there's a lot of scholarships out there. There are a lot of different scholarship websites, if you will, that are out there that you can go to that you've probably utilized in the past. Also within your My U of H self-service portal, we have an icon for something called Scholarship Universe, which you may want to enlist. If we've vetted scholarships that are out there, and also include some of the scholarships that are available through U of H in that icon and through that portal. You may also want to consider alternative loans, and then also other ways to pay for college are simply out of pocket, including cash, e-check, or debit or credit card. For this next part of the presentation, I want to talk to you about calculating your cost to attend the University of Houston. So we're going to take a look at your numbers here by doing a little student case here. We're going to look at how much financial aid you're receiving, the tuition costs, housing, meals, parking, and any other fees. The two icons that you see there are this semester budget worksheet and cost estimates, which can be found at our financial literacy website, which is uh.uh.edu/fin-lit or FinLit. Those two documents can be downloaded for you to use. So in creating your semester financial plan or your semester budget, here what we're getting ready to walk through. You're going to log into your My U of H account to determine how much financial aid you're going to be awarded and what you have accepted. Then we're going to calculate your cost to attend U of H. Then we're going to determine from those two numbers if you have a balance due or if a refund is owed back to you. We're going to look at and review the payment plan options, and want to emphasize here, making sure that you make your payments on time so you'll be able to enroll in your classes. So here's what a screen looks like in receiving your financial aid. You're going to go into your My U of H Student Center again, and then you're going to click on the icon for financial aid, and you'll see an award summary for yourself. So for this particular person, you see that you have the entire financial aid year at the top. And then it's broken down into spring and the fall semester. So for the example I'm getting ready to walk through, we're going to walk through the fall 2020 semester. So for this particular student, since we know what their grants and loans or financial aid is, we can just simply drop those or write those into the semester budget worksheet. You'll notice that it has 3 different options, so you can compare different costs of different ways of doing things. So in option 1, 2, and 3, we have the 448 for the grants all the way across, and then we have the loans going all the way across, and we have the total down at the bottom, which is $3,170. Next, we need to go over to the expense side and figure out how much a person owes for their tuition and fees. So this information is pulled directly from the cost estimate sheet that we saw on the previous page, which again, that you can pull down from or download from the financial literacy website. And for this particular student, they are a resident, and there's mandatory costs down there at the bottom. This particular student is a business student, and so that information will be shown in just a second. This is just one way of doing it. This is the UH-4 fixed first year fixed tuition semester rate. So that tuition rate that they received this year will follow them all the way through their 4 years in being here at the University of Houston. Now, for a variable rate of tuition, there is a tuition calculator that you can go to and just simply follow the prompts on what the residency is, what college you're in, et cetera, so on. You just follow the prompts, and then you click on the calculate button to come up with the number. So how that looks on the budget sheet would be like this. So the tuition fees in option 1 and option 3 are going to be the UH-4, the fixed tuition rate in this case. And then option 2, they wanted to compare numbers. They chose to use the variable rate. Their book supplies and laptops going to be $400. And now we need to figure out how much they're going to owe for housing. So here's information about first year housing here at University of Houston if you're living on campus. And for this particular student, they are choosing for option 1 and option 2, Cougar Village 1. And then in option 3, they're choosing the Moody double. So on to meal plans. For meal plans here are the options that this person has to choose from for living on campus. And what they've chosen to use is the gold plan. So that stays, that's for option 1 and option 2. And then what they chose to compare costs in option number 3 is they chose the silver plan. Now on to parking. Parking is an annual rate, and so here are the prices that are listed here. Selections are limited, so make sure that you sign up early, and permits are absolutely required if you're bringing a car on campus. There is no grace period. If you wind up getting a ticket, please do not ignore it because the fees add up really, really quickly. So this is something that you do not want to ignore. Payment options for parking, you either have a choice of using credit card or having it added to your student fee bill. And if you happen to be in a situation where you can use public transportation to campus instead, we have a great program called the COAST program where we'll basically pay you for taking public transportation. So that's something that you may want to consider as well. So adding parking for this particular student, they've chosen the garage for options 1 and 2. And then for option 3, they chose one of the zones to park in. So in putting both pieces of the semester budget together, we have the total estimated financial aid, which is in green, which is $3,170. And then the total estimated cost to attend, which is $14,719.51. So subtracting the financial aid from the cost to attend, we see that there is a debit there of $11,549.51 for option number 1. Option number 2 is a little bit different because of some of the choices that we made. And option number 3 is a little bit different because of the choices that we chose there as well. If you have a balance due, there are payment plans that you have available to you to be able to kind of stretch those payments out. For the fall semester, there are the installment plan where your total balance, which doesn't include financial aid, is divided into 4 different payments, or divided into 4 payments. If you happen to live on campus, and this is for on-campus housing students only, you have a short-term deferment plan, and that extends things out for 45 days. So you could pay the full balance on or before that extension deadline. If you're an off-campus or commuter student, you can choose the emergency deferment plan, and that gives you a 90-day extension to pay that full balance or before that extension deadline. And we also have book loans for the fall and the spring, and those are in the amount of $400, and you have 60 days to pay that full balance or before to pay the balance in full or before the extension deadline. So the deadlines that you need to know for this fall, I want you to take out that planner that Dr. Pearson talked about before, and you want to mark your calendar for August the 17th of 2021 for the fall, because this is the fall due date for either the full payment of tuition and fees, or choosing your first, or making the first installment plan payment, or making a selection of one of the deferment payment plans that are available to you. If you happen to have a refund, your money will be refunded to you based upon the published university disbursement and refund schedules. And we issue those refunds electronically utilizing Bank Mobile for refund processing. So you have an option of how you can have that brought back over to you. Either use the Bank Mobile debit card, or you can have that direct deposited into your bank account. And you can establish your refund preferences at refundselection.com. Some other helpful tips are to make sure that you attend your classes. At the first sign that you feel that you are getting behind or that you're struggling a little bit, like Dr. Pearson said, please come and talk to your professors so that they can help you throughout your career here and make sure that you're keeping on track. You have to make, and the reason why you want to make sure you're attending your classes is because you want to make sure that you're maintaining satisfactory academic progress, or SAP, for any financial aid that you have. So failure to complete courses can affect your completion ratio, and failing a class will affect your GPA, of course. Before you decide to do a course or term withdrawal, because sometimes life happens, make sure that you speak both to scholarships and financial aid to figure out if you're going to have to refund any of that federal financial aid that you receive, and speak to Student Business Services to determine if you owe U of H any money for withdrawing from your classes. Communication is key. Again, I'm going to harp on UH email as our official communication channel, and make sure that you're checking that. If you can also check out information on our website and in your My U of H account if you have any questions about anything. Also, you can schedule a virtual appointment via EAB Navigate, which Dr. Pearson talked about earlier. Or you can talk to one of us on the phone in Enrollment Services at 713-743-1010. So to recap, what we talked about was creating an academic and financial plan that works for you. We talked about My U of H and enrolling in classes, making sure you complete your to-do list items and accept financial aid. Knowing your important dates and making sure that you're paying on time, reading your U of H emails, and then when you're in doubt, search uh.edu. And of course, you can connect with us also socially at Enroll at U of H, for Twitter and for Facebook at U of H Enrollment Services. So thank you for your time. Again, welcome to the University of Houston.
Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you so much, Miss Washington. And we're so glad that you were able to give us all that great information. I know a lot of students were in the chat and when they were asking a lot of questions. And so I sent them to your website and to all the resources that you have available there. So thank you so much.
Great.
Again.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay. A lot of you have been very anxious to go to small groups, as you should, because those are really fun and where you get to really meet with some of your, get to meet some of the new students and current students. So go ahead and go to your small group students, parents, guests, and supporters. You got an email this morning for your link to your parent session. So you can go ahead and head to that parent session. Please, the small groups is not going to be a place that's going to have any information that you would want to hear. That's just going to be the students getting to know each other, but we want to get to know you a little bit better. So please join that parent session at that link that was sent to you. So students, go ahead. You can come back to this page always after your small groups to find the other link, but you're going to be joining by your college. So in session 1, we have the College of the Arts, Architecture, Education, Hotel and Restaurant Management, Liberal Arts and Social Sciences, Nursing, Technology, and Exploratory Studies are all going to session 1. In session 2, they're the College of Business, College of Engineering, and then the College of Natural Sciences and Mathematics. So please go to your correct small group session. And our students are there waiting on you, parents and guests. I will see you in just a moment in that Zoom room, but that's where Andrea Mitchen is going to be and Miss Laura Galloway ready for you. So head to your small groups now. This broadcast will end. This chat will end. If you need any assistance, always remember you can email us at orientation@uh.edu, or you can press the Get Help Live Chat button on this page and we will answer you. Okay, y'all have a great small group. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon.